Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be making a sword. I have here with me some steel, 3 inches by 36 inches. I think it's 3/16 thick, and I'm just going to be making a sword out of it. So. And of course, this is going to be a very simple sword. This is the first sword I've actually made, so this should be interesting. I'm just sort of cleaning up the blade with what will be the blade with some vinegar-soaked rag, just to get some of the oil off, so I don't have to deal with that. Put on oil in the process of rolling the steel and to keep rust off, so I'll have to re-oil the steel later. But for now, it's much better to not have the oil on it, because then it won't have fire potential. It won't light on fire or anything. It won't, do any funny business. It won't mess up all my stuff. And it'll be easier to draw on. So with this blade, we're kind of going to be looking for a crossguard that will be similar in fashion to this. So with this was going to be a knife I was going to make, but I don't have the equipment or skills to do welding yet, so I can't put in the tang piece, which will come out to about here. But with this knife that I made, you can see the sharpened edges here. It's got some teeth on the back of it, and it's got this big piece cut out in the middle for the handle to go down into the tang to go down into the handle. But the crossguard here is made by twisting the metal up and then over, and that's how I'm going to do it with this. It's just going to be on a larger scale, so I might need some heavier pliers and things like that to do that. I have with me a angle grinder. That will be doing most of the work here. And I got some water that I'm definitely not going to drink, because if I left that stuff too long to actually safely drink that. But it'll work just fine for cooling off metal. So first things first, I guess, before we even start grinding, we should have a general idea of what this blade should look like. So I'm going to first sketch out the blade, I think. Like, what do I want this blade to look like exactly? So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just a standard pointed tip, and it's going to go down, and then it's going to twist around for 2 handguards. Nothing fancy. And then we're going to have the tang here in the middle. And then I'm going to put wood on it. And then we're going to hopefully have like a little T at the bottom to help with keeping the wood on and everything when all is said and done. I'm going to drill a few holes through the tang as well, so that I can secure it. And I'm thinking that I might have just a little like groove cut in it for the length. Just really basic stuff. I'm not really planning to do anything super fancy. The important part is that it'll have, some functionality, but not, a large amount. I don't really need it to be super functional. I got some chalk here. I'm just going to draw out. Oh, that doesn't work. Let's try something else. This stuff might work a little better. That's not visible either. Great. This paint marker thing should work, though. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's just cut off a piece of that, and then sort of. There we go. Yeah, that works. We're going to want like that, I think. Of course, it's not really straight, so I should probably make sure that's nice and straight here. That looks about right. And then we're going to want to sharpen it down, of course. And for this part, probably going to want to cut it off here, here, and then if I can get this wrap off of here. This is like an old paint marker, or paint stick, I guess. And then we're probably going to want to that's a one-handed, we're going to want a two-handed grip. So that should be there. And then crossguard should come out about there, so we're going to want to cut off this. This is a we don't want that area. And then, yeah, so that should be good. Right about up to there. That'll be the fold line. And then, let's see here, I'm going to get a straight edge. We're going to just sort of mark right about where the middle of this sucker is. That looks about right. And we're going to have maybe a groove somewhere in here. So I guess it's about time to start. And I think I'm just going to start off with a partially used disc already. Let's put that away. And some of this other stuff just so it's not in the way here. So let's put that over there. And let's just use this disc because I've already been using it a bit. Actually, no, that's too small. We'll start with a new disc. These are just some regular grinder discs. And there it is. And now I can tighten this on. That should not go anywhere. Okay, so now let's get to angle grinding. So we're just gonna, I guess, start going at this, and yeah. And I think I'm going to just pause the video until I get some of this stuff ground out. So that'll be okay. So I have taken off the first corner of the end of the sword, and now I'm going to do the second one. Angle grinders are so much fun. I love them to death. And I just tossed the piece out here because it's nice and wet outside, so it should cool down. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm going to pour some more water on it and keep going. Okay, so now the point has been ground. This is one of the pieces. I might be able to use that for something else someday, so I'll keep that. The other one is out there cooling. And now I'm going to start working on getting the handle. This is going to be the harder part because I got to get in and then sort of cut out. Maybe I should cut out and then get in. I don't know. I'll have to do it one way or another, but I might have to just start on the surface and go down. So that is going to be interesting. Okay, so I've gotten out this piece here, and I've gotten most of that cut out. I still need to go around on the other side and make sure to get out that little groove there. But now I'm going to start working on the other side, cutting out this chunk here. And yeah, that's the piece right there cooling off. And this has all been on the same disc. So that's the disc we're working with. And then this is a regular disc. As you can see, we've taken like, you know, that's my thumb, right? Like maybe a finger's width off of that disc. And now it's down to about the size of this disc here. Actually, no, that other disc is smaller. But anyway, yeah, I think I can keep using this one for a little while, but as you can see, there's not much cut height left. So I'm probably not going to be able to use it for the in cuts here, like right here, and right there. But yeah, I'll get back to you when I'm done with that. And then, hopefully we can start sharpening the blade. Okay, so I've almost completed making the slot. I just need to replace the disc. This is going to be our first disc we've gone through here. Kind of worn. Okay, so now I'm bending out the cross guards, and I don't want to do this with one hand, so I will be back. Oh, okay. I just got that done. Oh, why isn't it focusing? Part of it's split there, but that'll be okay. I can sand it all down. Oh, jeez. That was very hard to do. I had to heat it up for like 5 minutes, and then, and only then, could I actually bend it into that shape. And as you can see, it sort of warped the main line of the blade, but I don't really care about it being sharp at the very bottom. In fact, if I was in a sword fight, you could actually catch an enemy's blade with that little bit right there. Maybe do something with it, I don't know. But it's not gonna, the sword's sharpness is not gonna be useful all the way down to the very end. That's still hot. I gotta put some more water on there. Yeah. But, yeah, so that one's done. And now I just need to do the other one. And then I can start working on drilling holes for the handle. And then making the handle. I got some wood over there I can use. Making the handle. And then finally sharpening the blade. And then I'll have my hand-and-a-half sword. And it will be very, very good. So, or hopefully very, very good. I'm not really sure how well it'll turn out. But I hope it will turn out well. Well, lots of time has passed, and this is super heavy. So, the sword has a crossguard now, albeit a little bit off, funky wonky. Sort of more to match the bottom ends of the blade, really. It looks better when it's not seen through a camera. It looks less funky. And then I started sharpening the blade on this side. Come on, focus. There it goes. And I only got halfway because I ran out of discs. Also, I attached this crossguard with some solder, except for it's sort of gone into some grooves in the tang here. So hopefully this will be a functional sword eventually, but that'll be probably tomorrow or the next day. So for now, I'm going to leave this task be. It's been a long, long journey this far, and I'm sorry you guys did not see most of it, but that's just the nature of having only 2 arms. I wish I could have more, but unfortunately that's just not how that works. So, yep, just sort of cleaning up because it is getting late. So yeah, see ya. Okay. So I'm horribly sorry that you guys missed so much of the build process on this sword. I just forgot to record a lot of it, but the sword is, well, I'm going to call it done for now. I mean, I might work on it in the future. Ooh. Just realized I got nicked there. because I felt it hurting. Anyhow, I oiled up the blade and stuff so it shouldn't rust. Jeez, that actually really smarts. Anyway, I think I accidentally cut myself on it, though it's not very sharp. So the edges, they're not the best. However, I changed the design of the sword slightly, so now we have a isosceles triangle going up, and then sort of a more rounded edge on the tip. We've got a crossguard like this instead of one that is twisted, because the twisted one just broke. You can still see a little bit of the warping of that. That shouldn't really affect the performance of the sword too much, but it will definitely affect its aesthetics. Although this sword does not look, you know, it doesn't look horrible, but it's definitely not like something really fancy. Crossguard, pretty crude, but it'll totally work. And it's solid on there. And then this took a while. This was a wire wrap, and yeah, full wire wrap. Pretty sketch where I tied it off and stuff, but it'll definitely hold under a lot of tension. I was actually holding the sword with the wire there as I wrapped it, so I had a lot of tension on this wire, so it should not come out. And it's plenty grippy. I might add a pommel later when I have access to welding equipment, but for now, no pommel. But it's not too bad for the weight and I guess the balance. It balances right around here somewhere, I think. It's a lot closer to the handle than it was before. Let's see here. Is it balanced there? I got 2 fingers on it. I can balance it there. So it's like right about there on the sword, which is pretty good. I mean, I would want it like right above the handle, ideally. And with a pommel, it'd probably do that. But as it is, you know, you can move it pretty quick. You know, it's not horrible, especially if I'm actually using my dominant hand instead of my left hand. And it's, of course, way better with 2 hands, which the handle's definitely big enough for. It's got okay puncture damage, but it's definitely not all that sharp yet. So, but yeah, this is just, you know, just a project. And it's been a journey. This is actually the next day, I guess. I started on Saturday, and now it's Sunday. But, yeah, oiled up, finished blade. Why is that light gotta be so weird? Oiled up, finished blade, and I think it looks nice. So, okay, so, yesterday was when I finished the sword. And today, I'm just going to try and test out a little bit. I have a box here, mostly because I don't have anything better to test it out on. So we're just going to kind of take a couple swings. I think the first one is just going to be a sort of downward swing. So see, dog, don't bark. So not much cutting, but good impact. If I hit an edge, maybe we'll do better. Okay, so again, this is a very dull sword. But you can see there's a lot of impact there. Stabbing, not hard. It's cardboard. What about like a... Oh, so that one did pretty good. So, we hit right about there. And we opened up this box pretty good. It also came out the other side just a little bit. What if we go for a upward sort of swing? That one didn't do quite as well. More of a pushing, sort of tearing force. Less of a proper cutting. But that was... You're not usually supposed to use swords like baseball bats. So, and of course, I am not at all trained in how to use a sword. I just made one because I wanted to. It's pretty nice to swing, honestly. It's not so bad, especially in a stabbing motion. And because it's sort of thinner at the tip, it's a lot easier to do thrusting sort of motions. I'm sure I'll get a better target in the future, but for now, you know, this is plenty fine for me. And I'm still not gonna be able to cut through the top, just because by virtue of this sword being horribly dull, it's not really been sharpened, and most of the damage is just going to be caused by weight alone. Yeah, weight and speed. And of course, you know, thrusting stabs. So not really much in the way of actual slashing damage, but that can be improved with the sharpening of the sword. And I do hope that it will, you know, get better in the future. It's not hard to do puncturing, but and this could easily go through skin, but I feel like the actual impact of it, like just doing that, it should be able to cut through cardboard if it was properly sharpened, but it's just not at the moment. So I'm sort of left with impact, and that's about it. Yeah, I'll work on sharpening it, and it should get better. Rippo Boxo. And yeah, I guess this concludes this little blurb of swordness. So I think I'll eventually get back to, I'll probably come back to this sword at some point. Maybe once it's properly sharpened. Maybe show, you know, some stuff against some wood. But for now, that's all I can really do with it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.